Now here I want to talk about being a black teacher outside of Africa. Not only outside of South Africa, but outside of Africa. Being a black teacher, whether it in English, in mathematics, and all of that. I was a black teacher. I was a teacher of mathematics who happened to be black in Asia, in Vietnam. Now you need to understand that in countries such as your Vietnam, South Korea, Saudi, China, and all of that, before they look for English, mathematics, science, and whatsoever teachers within, outside of their own countries, they first look within. And before they look for any skilled teacher in any subject, whether in mathematics or science or any other language subject or English, mathematics is a language anyway. They would first look at the white teachers. So that's the criteria. You can't run away from it. So they'll first look for the white teacher who, regardless of how skilled they are, they don't care. They would first look for the white teacher who happens to be teaching that mathematics or that science before they actually look for any maths or science teacher. And if they do not find a teacher who teaches math or science or English who is not white, or who is not, if they don't find the white one, they would look for a colored one, but which type of a colored one? The light skinned one. And if they do not find the light skinned one, then of course they will now revolt to their last option, which is a teacher who can teach mathematics or science and all of that, and who may happen to be black like me. Now, firstly, that means being a black teacher in the world is tough to get inside the system, because they would first look within Asia. If they don't find any people who are within Asia at the time, they would look for the US and UK people, but mostly US because they love the accent from the US. And immediately they don't find that, they go for the UK, and then they would later then go for the people who happen to be of light skin from other countries, and you as a black person would be the last resort. Now this means that it's actually tough to get into the teaching system or the education system in other countries other than Africa if you're black. And this issue of saying if you are in Africa, I must argue it, because there are certain countries such as Egypt and all of that. If you are black, they still believe that you are from Africa, and they believe that they are from Egypt. Although Egypt is part of Africa. When I was in Egypt, they used to call, oh, Bafana, Bafana. I could see that because I'm dark skinned. I mean, some children, when we're in Cairo going to the great pyramids of Giza, went on to say when they saw me, I was working with my friends who are Asian and who were all light skinned, and I was the only black person there, black skinned person. And when they saw me, they said, "Oh, Africa, Africa," meaning that if you happen to be black, even in the countries such as Morocco, Egypt, just the north of Africa, the Arab countries in the north, they still don't consider themselves as Africans. They will never consider themselves as black, and that's the situation. So, firstly, it's tough to get into the system of teaching or outside of the country when you are black, but it's then more tougher to teach in that system when you're black, because when you are hired, now you are still going to deal with parents and learners asking you about the color of your skin. Oh, did you stay in the sun for too long? Oh, your accent is too deep. And the parents also saying, but this guy, our kids are scared because this person is too dark, this person is too black. and all of that. Remembering one day at the airport of at in Vietnam, one American guy would ask and say, "Oh, your skin is so brown. Did you stay in the sun for too long?" My response was, "Fuck you." That was my response to that guy because I didn't understand that in 2022 people will still think that way. There are so many. I'll speak more of the contracts between males and females, but between blacks and whites, in terms of the numbers, in terms of the salary. When we used to now discuss the salaries, how did the contracts look for black people compared to white people? You'll be shocked. Where we do the same job, but because the other one is black, they'll be earning, let's say, 35,000, 38,000 rands when you convert it, or 40,000 rands if you are a male, and then a white person will be having 54,000, something like that. 14,000 more. And it would be shocking to say, I don't understand. It's just because of the color of your skin and just because of your accent. Because apparently your accent is too, what is it? Is too thick, not heavy. Your accent happens to be too thick. And I want us to have more of this discussion because apparently, or not apparently, it comes to a point in time, really, where we need to tell the truth about what's happening in this world and how is the experience of being black on earth, and how is it that being a black foreigner in another country, how you get treated as a black foreigner in another country. Um, it's quite painful and it's quite stupid that to understand that in 2023, 22, 24, we still have people who think like that on earth. I hope we're opening a good conversation, not a can of worms. I hope this is a conversation that will build, and I hope there are white people who are watching this with an understanding of the blackness and the whiteness across the world. Thank you.